City Wrestling.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Grind City Wrestling. I am Dustin Starr. I am your host. Be sure to follow us at Grind City Media. Take that subscribe button to Slap City wherever you're listening or wherever you're watching. Last week, right here on Grind City Wrestling, we caught up with former WWE Tag Team Champion, one half of Primetime JTG. Chopped it up with him about his tag team partner, Shad Beast, Primetime gimmick, coming to Memphis, and so much more. And this week on Grind City Wrestling, we have another former WWE Tag Team Champion, one half of the Primetime Players, Fred Rosser, a.k.a. Darren Young. He's stopping by to talk with us before he's in town this Sunday for Memphis Wrestling. But right now, it is bell time. Introducing my co-host and tag team partner today, ladies and gentlemen, Devin Walker, baby. What's up, D?
Yo, I'm feeling good, bro. That's another week. You can't find this Taker jersey I'm wearing anywhere, so shout out to this Taker jersey I'm wearing.
Well, let's just start off with that. You can follow Devin on Twitter at Devin_Walker2. Sweet drip of the week here.
Yeah,
looks
dude.
Expensive, D.
I mean, I wish. It kind of is. It stopped me from getting that Tom Dreamer shirt I wanted to get in that auction I was in the other night. I sent you a screenshot. I took an L on the auction because I bought so much stuff the week before. So, it's all good.
Actually sent Tommy Dreamer a screenshot of your text. And he was like, sheesh. It was at $90 at that point. And then, of course, I think it went up over $100.
Yeah, they ran that shit up, man. I told my limit was 110. And when the gap has 110, I was like, y'all got it.
Oh, my gosh. All right. So Eric is out. He's out working with CM Punk in MMA. And he better score an interview for Grind City Wrestling or he can't come back.
No,
you agree?
Those are the rules. Those are the rules.
Actually texted us this morning and said, I'm hopping on an airplane to go and work with CM Punk. And so the rules have been laid down. Eric McMahon will not return to this podcast until he scores an interview with the one and only CM Punk. All right, so real quick first, got a lot coming up. We're going to talk about some headlines. We're going to catch up with Fred Rosser. That's going to be super cool. Me and him go way back. But let me ask you, we had JTG last week, Fred Rosser coming up this week. If you had to pick one, which tag team are you picking? Primetime Players or Crime Time?
You know how I feel about Crime Time, bro. So I'm definitely not becoming a member of Crime Time.
Oh, but hold on a second. JTG said exactly what that gimmick was and everything. Did you not see that where the vision was is to turn every negative part of that gimmick into something positive? That wasn't enough for you?
Yeah, but it still came off the wrong way. And like even if he says it like that, bro, that shit came off the wrong way, bro. Yeah, like we look back at some of those gimmicks from back then. From that, like I bet if you ask the guys from the Mexicools, I bet the intention was to turn something negative into a positive. But
now, wait just a second. The Mexicools, they rode out in freaking lawnmowers. I mean,
exactly.
Come on. It does not like get any stereotypical or racially charged or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
So,
Vince was definitely out of pocket during those 2000s. But I mean, it was cool, man. I'm excited to see JTG in person. Hopefully, I can come to that show. I don't have anything else going, hopefully. But yeah, it was cool to see him on the show, man. Shout out to JTG. Shout out to the Primetime Players. But to answer your question, I would love to be a member of the PT Peers.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
JTG was on the program last week. You can go check it out in the archives or on YouTube. Fred Rosser, formerly known as Darren Young, he's joining us. They will both be live this Sunday at the Wrestle Center with Memphis Wrestling. Okay, so let's get to the best wrestling that you watched all week. Did you watch any wrestling? It's been crazy with Grizz Caravans, all sorts of wild stuff going on for both of us.
But you know, I always find time to get my wrestling fix in. Like even Saturday we were busy, but I found time to watch Memphis Wrestling, Championship Wrestling from Memphis. I watched it Sunday instead of watching it Saturday. I got it in. But the best wrestling I saw all week. And the thing is, like we talk about that, we're probably in the golden age of wrestling, even though Roman's not on TV right now. The main event Jey Uso stuff is amazing. I think it's hilarious when people are talking in the background on my freaking podcast. It's pissing me off. Him coming out and doing this and seeing the camera cuts to it is so damn funny to me because people don't have rhythm and they're trying to like do it with them, and I'm like, that shit's ridiculous. But there's other wrestling I saw.
It actually made the UFC WWE merger highlight reel. Some of the stars that they featured in the highlight reel, I don't think Roman Reigns appeared in it one single time, but you did have Jey Uso with the fans. And man, that scene was fantastic. A guy that was like a kid pretty much in a tag team, and he was like stuck in this tag team. Now he's broken out. I hope they don't put the Usos back together now. I thought it was silly to split them up.
He's a star, man. Like he's like a legitimate star. Like I was worried about. There's Jessica Benson.
I don't know.
Popping
Jessica
in,
Benson in the
popping in
house.
about somebody being a star. But he like you were worried about if you make him a singles competitor, can he hold it by himself, right? It looks like as so far they're giving him the rub that he deserves. But that's not the best wrestling I saw all week, Five-Star.
Okay.
And MJF doing the Steiner promo, math promo. It's not the best wrestling I saw all week. The best
Pretty good though. Pretty good math.
Pretty good math. He did that. I love how he did it off the top. And I love how they're recreating some of those spots from NXT and TNA to implement to their new current storylines, from like the Adam Cole being choked out by Samoa Joe, MJF doing the Steiner promo because in the TNA beef, he was with Samoa Joe. The shove, everything. But no, that's not the best wrestling I saw all week. The best wrestling I watched all week was this new Netflix documentary called Wrestlers.
Yes, sir.
It highlights OVW in Kentucky. Al Snow is the top guy. Doug Basham is one of the talent guys. They have these guys from Kentucky Radio who bought into the company because they were going under. And this is why I enjoyed it so much. I'm watching it and watching these dudes scrap and claw and struggle. And it made me think about what you deal with in on a lesser level, right? Because they're on, I mean, you're on TV every week, they're on TV every week. They built stars like Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista. They can use those names to get guys in, right? And I think I got 4 episodes in last night. They're like an hour each. But like watching those shows from like them go from like small city to small city, from small city to fairs, these like podunk ass towns. Like, bro, they're putting on shows. And like there might not be like 20 people there, but they're putting on shows just because they want to make money and not make a lot of money, but they want to make something. And
you gotta stay alive. You gotta stay alive.
And it made me think about what you probably go through on a day-to-day basis, because some of those guys, they have egos, right? Some guys feel like they need to be at the top. Some guys feel like they need to be on the they deserve the championship belt. I deserve a title match. I deserve to be on the pay-per-view. I deserve this. And Al Snow has to deal with all this on a daily basis. So I enjoyed that wrestling show so much because I guess because I pay attention to what you guys do so much and other local promotions around the city. It's like, damn, if OVW is doing if they're going through this, I can only imagine what 5-Star goes through on a daily basis.
Yeah, I actually wrestled at OVW back when Brock Lesnar was still there. Derek King and myself. Derek took me under his wing, took me to OVW. Big time. That was over 20 years ago. Brock Lesnar's, John Cena's, Shelton Benjamin's, Randy Orton's. I mean, the list goes on and on.
There's so many stars.
Huge stars. Now, what I will say is the trajectory of Memphis Wrestling, because we're only 3 years old. We're 134 episodes into our local programming. Our YouTube growth, our social growth is right on par with the growth level of maybe GCW, but a little faster if you look at the YouTube analytics and views and all that stuff. OVW has been in the game a long time. And so when we first saw that this documentary was coming out on Netflix, we immediately thought, well, wait a second. People are thinking that OVW might get their own Netflix series, which would be cool. But what if Netflix decided to do this like Hard Knocks and go to another local independent wrestling company? So I would think that Memphis Wrestling would have to be in the discussion when that comes up. We've already done work with Young Rock. There's a ton of stuff going on right now. So when I look at that, I see opportunity.
Would you want all your laundry to be out there? Because they put everything out there.
Well, now I have heard
discussions, everything's in the show from like a guy comes into Al Snow's office. He's like, I want to be in the championship match. And he's like, what? Like, I want to be in the championship.
Keep in mind, some of this reality TV, they amp up and they make you do it again. So reality TV is somewhat staged from time to time. But I did hear that they talked about their financial situation.
Oh, yeah. They were
money.
Struggling. Yeah. They talk about everything. Yes. The guy who bought into it even had a seizure during a pre-show discussion.
I'm going to get caught up on this. I'm going to have to watch this. I'm going to have to binge it. We have a very busy weekend, so I'll try to get caught up on it next week. But some of some of that stuff's not going to apply to us because we're new. We are debt free here at Memphis Wrestling and such like that. So they're going to be very similar stories, but a little bit different stories. But I totally see just from the text message I've got hearing you talk, I got to watch this show.
Oh,
I
you
got
have
to.
to. It's phenomenal. And the thing is, too, is like you talk about like the YouTube growth and the social growth. I think that's the thing that's kind of holding OVW behind because you have an old school guy like Al Snow who comes
Yes.
from the Attitude Era with TV. And you have these
Yes.
guys from Kentucky Radio who want to like make a splash. Let's create viral moments, right? And those two things clash. And you see them clash all the time. Like I watched 4 episodes, bro, and I've almost seen fights between wrestlers and the guy who co-owns the show now. So
Wow.
it's phenomenal. Like I said, I got 4 episodes in. Like I said, it talks about a lot of those wrestlers have side jobs. They all work at the same place at the Holiday Inn. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it's just cool to watch. And I think I'm gonna try to finish it before next week's show. But I recommend it to anybody to watch the
I
rest of
remember working the third shift overnight at a hotel just so I can go to wrestling.
yeah.
You
There's
pick
guys on
you
like
you pick jobs that are a little bit more lenient so you can chase the dream and it's the sacrifices that they make in the professional wrestling business. All right, so Devin's best wrestling that he watched all week is probably a lot of people's best wrestling. It's called The Wrestler. It's available right now on Netflix, and it features OVW and behind the scenes. Even my partner David Marquez said that he watched it, and if you want to learn behind the scenes of pro wrestling, that's
oh
it. And he was actually shocked that they were revealing financials and different things like that. All right, so you can follow me at Dustin Starr. We're going to tackle a few of the big topics in just a moment. Impact Wrestling coming to Memphis. AEW coming to Memphis. WWE is coming near Memphis, not once, but twice, and so much more. But first, best wrestling that I watched all week. I'm kind of going to be a homer here. It's
oh
not
here you
Memphis
go, bro.
Wrestling, but it's very close.
What's close?
Tommy Dreamer is the
Oh,
new Impact Wrestling digital media champion. What about this? Are you talking Memphis Karma or what?
bro, I'm here to tell you, I guarantee you Tommy Dreamer don't even know what the internet championship is.
Doesn't even matter as long as he's bringing that bad boy to Memphis. He's going to be defending it at the Mid-South Fair on Monday, September 25th. And of course, Impact is here the 22nd and
Wait,
23rd.
he is?
Yes, absolutely. Tommy Dreamer texted me. I texted him afterwards and said, Tommy, the timing couldn't be any more perfect. You the man. And he said, title defense at Mid-South Fair. I've got a video that I'm going to drop. Actually, you know what? I'll drop it in right now. Check it out.
Hey, this is Tommy Dreamer, and I'm so excited coming back to good old Memphis. Mempho on my mind. And I'm one of those few guys who got to wrestle everybody on the Mount Rushmore of Memphis Championship Wrestling. Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee, Dutch Mantel, Austin Idol, Tommy Rich. The list goes on. And I will be bringing the DMC, Impact Wrestling's Digital Media Championship, along with, and on Friday and Saturday, Mid-South Mayhem. I will be defending this title. And then on Monday, I'll be defending it in Memphis Championship Wrestling. Because I am so confident because I will be surrounded by all my sick, hardcore, wrestling Mempho freaks. And I love each and every one of you. See ya. Coming up in Memphis. See ya.
Tommy Dreamer coming to Memphis to defend the championship, Devin. That is my best wrestling that I watched all week. Hey, come on, man. Even Maria looked at me and goes, dude, you got to be the luckiest guy in the world. And I said, or I'm just a pretty good booker.
Yeah, or you're pretty good. I'll take the second one. Oh wait, when's that show again?
That show is going to be Monday, September 25th at Lander Center, Mid-South Fair, the main stage. Tommy Dreamer will be there in action.
I live right there, so I might just have to walk on over.
You don't even have to pull up. You can just walk up.
I should just walk up. I'll walk up, and I'll be there. I'll be there for sure.
Pretty cool cameo from Tommy Dreamer today, but right now I caught up with Fred Rosser, formerly known as Darren Young. He is a New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo trainer. This dude's a former tag team champion. He's as legit as it gets. Check it out. Joining me at this time is the one and only Fred Rosser, formerly known as Darren Young. He is bringing the block, the hate, all the way to Memphis, Tennessee this Sunday, the 17th. Fred, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, Dustin, but don't forget it's Mr. No Days Off to you, young man. Don't forget about that. We go way back, and thank you for having me. I always say don't die with a story and you tell it. And boy, do I have a story to share with you tonight.
Oh, I know, absolutely. And I cannot wait for you to come to Memphis. And you're right. We've known each other a long time. Do you realize we've known each other since 2010?
It's been a long time, long time, and better late than never. I'm coming to Memphis and I'm coaching, I'm leading the pack. And I'm also bringing my Block the Hate movement that's going to be running wild. It's all because of you.
Well, we can't wait to see you on Sunday. But first, all right. So we've known each other since Florida Championship Wrestling. Steve Kern, Dr. Tom Pritchard, Titus O'Neil. We all met each other there. How different is the game now than it was then, especially for you? Because you got famous enough to where you have a formerly known as. I never had to do that because I never got that famous.
No, we all have a story, man. And like a lot of what I learned in developmental, I passed to NJPW Academy. To be able to have my cake and eat it too is a true blessing to be able to wrestle as well as coach, So I'm doing my thing. I'm keeping it moving just like you are. So, but again, I always appreciate the support, you and your wife, supporting the Block the Hate movement. So, yeah.
Now, back then at FCW, like if you think about it, it was like a who's who, right? So you had Xavier Woods, Big E, Seth Rollins, of course, Darren Young, Titus O'Neil. You guys had different characters and stuff back then. Bray Wyatt was there.
Yep.
Bo was there. So, man, it would like to see everybody come into what they were. And for you to reach the WWE Tag Team Championship with Titus, tell me, I never knew the story. How did you and Titus even become a team? And then we're going to definitely talk about training and New Japan and all that kind of stuff. But how did that even come about? Because I became friends with both of you, and I have no idea how you became a team.
Well, Titus was right out of the football world, right into wrestling. And I think guys get some guys get a bad taste in their mouth when like guys come straight out of football into a major league organization like WWE instead of doing the independent. So, but Titus worked hard, and I would always stay with him after practice and work with him and slow him down and try to give him the tools and resources that he needed to succeed. And look at him now. But I remember when he first came to FCW and he had gotten to an altercation with this one wrestler, Lennox McEnroe. And when I saw that, like I said, I'm going to stay far, far away from Titus. But fast forward to us training together. And then it was Vince McMahon back in WWE that he saw a liking in us backstage because we were always together, always laughing. He was always messing around, and I was like the quiet one. So Vince McMahon took a liking in us, and then he put us together. And it was John Laurinaitis that had signed us to SmackDown, and the rest was history. But yeah, I learned a lot from Titus. I learned a lot from him. He learned a lot from me, and we're still in contact and still making moves. Trying to make $1 million moves. I'm trying to make $1 million moves by instilling confidence in the NJPW Academy all day, every day. I still got it. And I'm bringing it to Memphis too.
I can't wait. It's coming up this Sunday, the 17th, 12:30 to 1:30 is the VIP where they can meet you. Of course, on the 16th is coming up Saturday. You've got the seminar. Quick story about Titus. I'm from Tennessee, obviously, from Memphis. And so when Titus and I became friends, he was giving out Florida Gator tennis shoes and shirts. And I thought it was the coolest thing because he's a Florida Gator football Hall of Famer. And so he's like, hey, Dustin, what size are you? I told him 11 and a half or whatever. And he goes, wait. You're from Tennessee. So yes, sir. And he goes, you don't get any. Tennessee Florida rivalry was so thick. He was like, no way, you are not getting a pair of these Florida Gator shoes. Okay, so now tell me about the academy. It looks like you're there right now. Are you at the dojo, New Japan Dojo right now?
Yeah, New Japan is celebrating its 5th anniversary of the LA dojo, and we've had our spring class, and now we're on our summer class. And again, like I said earlier, to be able to have my cake and eat it too, and give my students the tools and resources that they need to succeed is an incredible honor, So I still have a lot left in the tank. I say, I'll be 40 November 2nd. So I still have enough in the tank. Maybe another 10 years left of full competition, but I always joke around with that. I still feel good. I look good. I always stretch, I have my stretching equipment right there, foam rollers, all that stuff. So I believe in prehab. We don't want to do rehab. We want to focus on prehab and make sure our joints and ligaments are, feeling good. So I think that's the key to longevity. Take care of your body.
One of the reasons that we are bringing you to Memphis, Tennessee is we have the Memphis Wrestling Wrestle Center, 3296 Winbrook Drive, WrestleCenter901.com. And what we do is we have a trainings on Mondays and Wednesdays, but then also they get to experience some of the stars that have gotten to the level that they want to achieve. And so in order to do that, they have to train with people that are on that level. And all the respect in the world to you, Fred. Our trainees asked for you to be booked to come and teach them. So you are so good that the trainees asked you to come. So that's going to be this Saturday, the 16th. You can register at WrestleCenter901.com. You'll see where the seminars are. You'll see Fred's face right there, Block the Hate and all its glory right there. So you click that, register, but then also the tickets right now are on sale. You guys have sold out the ringside area. By the time this podcast airs, the tickets might be gone. So go ahead and get those. Go to memphiswrestling.tv. And if you use the code word Fred at checkout, you will save $5. And it's so cool because general admission is only 10. They put in Fred and save $5. They get in for just $5. Also, there's a VIP from 12:30 to 1:30 where they can meet Fred Rosser. What can we expect from a seminar from you? Because I can only imagine being through the developmental system with some of the greatest trainers in the world, and then obviously teaching some great athletes at the New Japan Dojo. What can we expect? What's different, I guess, that you do from what some of the others do?
Well, I don't want to give away all my secrets, but Dr.
No.
Tom Pritchard was a big inspiration, and I'm going to keep it PG here. But, he would always tell me, sometimes in this business, you're going to have to eat crap and like the taste of it. And I
those
never
sandwiches,
understood.
or those sandwiches, Dr. Tom Pritchard used to tell me all the time about those nice, delicious get sandwiches that you got to eat. And they taste so good.
Yeah. So that's like some of the knowledge that I try to pass on to them. And I check in on their mental health. It's very important. This is a crazy business, a lot of ups and downs. So that's one thing that I always check on is my students' mental health, very important to me. I'm very overprotective of them. So when I'm bringing my Block the Hate movement and also a lot of my wrestling knowledge to my personal wrestling camp. My main goal is to bring out confidence. You can teach a lot of things, but when you are under my tree, I'm not trying to beat you up mentally or physically. I'm just trying to guide you in the right direction, and not trying to change anything about what makes you you, because you might have ideas that might work. Run with it, play with it. So Dustin, I can go on and on about coaching for hours. Time is money. But I can't wait to show up and bringing my Block the Hate movement to Memphis is going to be off the hook.
Well, I appreciate you for joining me here on Grind City Wrestling. It's going to be really cool to catch up live and in person coming up this weekend. Once again, this Saturday, September 16th. You can register for the seminar. There's only 50 spots available. They usually sell out. WrestleCenter901.com. And then again, we are live 12:30 to 1:30. You can meet Fred Rosser. Also, JTG is going to be there. You buds with JTG?
Yeah, I love JTG. We're always on shows together. So much respect. My respect is boundless for my boy JTG.
He's going to be right there beside you. You guys are going to be there this Sunday, the 17th. Get your tickets at memphiswrestling.tv. Fred, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Anytime. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. All right, welcome back. Dustin and Devin here. Always good to catch up with Fred Rosser, Darren Young, whatever you want to call him. I say millions of dollars coming up on Sunday. Ringside are sold out, Devin. You can save $5 per ticket if you use the code word Fred or JTG. Pick your poison. Okay, Devin, let's hit some headlines real quick. You ready for this? All right. Impact Wrestling is coming to Memphis, Tennessee. That's coming up next week. That's Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and September 23rd. We've got today, usually I don't talk about it until it already happens, but today I am going to be hanging out with Impact Wrestling stars Mickie James and Deonna Purrazzo. Also, Ross Foreman will be around. We're doing some media. What about that? Are you jealous or what?
That's kind of big time 5-star. What you living the dream over there, man?
It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So get those tickets right now. You can go to memphiswrestling.tv and get your tickets for Impact Wrestling. Also, the big news, I mentioned that because WWE made 2 announcements this week. They are going to be returning to Nashville in November. And then also they're going to be coming to Tupelo. So those are 2 towns that are very, very close for Memphis Wrestling. That's a really big deal for us and our superstars. The fans, I think, like to drive to Tupelo or even Nashville to see these shows. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll be there. But the segue there is Impact's coming, WWE's coming, and now it is officially official. Earlier in the week, I was receiving texts from my wrestlers saying that they're booked on an AEW show in Memphis. They didn't know where. The info hasn't been released until yesterday. FedEx Forum dropped the bomb. AEW Collision is coming to Memphis at FedEx Forum 1 day before my birthday. That's going to be Saturday, October 21st. Devin, we've been talking about it for a minute. It's finally coming.
Yeah, dude. I feel like they have a month to sell tickets, so they better get straight to it. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I want to see how they do because they had the Landers Center show last year, 3 years ago when they first started. And it was very intriguing to see live at Landers. So I'm interested to see 3 years later how they do inside FedEx Forum.
Yes. Now, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned the thing about the tickets because I know that you've seen online that the internet wrestling Twitter fans are absolutely destroying Tony Khan and AEW right now because of the turnstiles.
Yeah.
You heard this.
The thing is, like, I feel like you can't really account for like VIPs though, because they don't have to go through the turnstiles, right?
Well, I mean, there are companies that buy tickets. You know, let's say FedEx Forum, there's a suite box and it's a Tuesday game or something, or somebody can't make it. You know, there's a whole suite box that's not there. I think it's pretty typical, but I think what the wrestling fans are saying, and even Meltzer is saying that this is very, very high number. I think it's like over 8,000 people unaccounted for. So it went from 81,000 to 72, 73, something like that.
That is a little weird.
But what's even stranger is the wrestling fans really care so much about this. Either way, 71, 82, it's still a huge show for AEW.
I think we all know 5-star that wrestling fans are a little bit off. And they look for things to care about that don't really matter when, you know. So this is another opportunity where they care about things that don't really matter.
When they're being a hater. Yeah. Okay. So here's a little tweet that I had pulled up that AEW recently in Ohio for this Wednesday show, tickets distributed 2,521.
Mm-hmm.
And that's removing section 101, 102, 139, 140. I mean, they literally just had to wipe the entire arena out to get 2,500.
They'll probably do it here too. They'll have a TV side where they try to like pack out a lot and just kind of like disregard the other side.
That is true, and that's normal. But my question is all right, so FedEx Forum seats 18,000, but for wrestling, it'll probably be more like 11,000. Is this smart? If they're only doing 2,500 and they have the lowest ratings in Collision history at this point, is this going to draw, Devin?
I hope so, bro. Because I'm a fan of AEW. I love what they're doing right now. So I hope that. I mean, when we say draw, we're talking minimum what? Like we put the line 5-star. We put the line at 8,000.
Where is it? Well, where is a failure for WWE? Is it 5,000, 7,000, 8,000?
So the last 2 WWE shows have sold, I think, at least 9 to 10.
So what is successful for AEW? Would it be 5? AEW fans would think they would do better, right?
I say 5-6. I say 5-6 because you've had a month to market it, right? A month to
Yes.
sell the tickets, and if you get 6,000 tickets in a month, I think that's impressive.
You also have another pay-per-view coming up. The Wrestle Dream is coming up on October the 1st.
Oh,
All right,
shout out to my guy Tyler. He did their graphic for that.
very cool. Link me up with him. AEW Collision in Memphis, October 21st. It says, get ready for an epic showdown as AEW Collision rolls into town. October 21st. Tickets go on sale Monday at 10 a.m. And you can see the graphic right in the middle is Daniel Bryan and Samoa Joe. So this should be really good. Be on lookout for the tickets coming up. Speaking of AEW, just to stay on that topic real quick, have you heard that Jade Cargill is finishing up with AEW and is headed to WWE?
Dude, I can't wait for this, bro. I already fantasy book Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair WrestleMania. I can't wait. Jade Cargill versus, because I feel like she never kind of got like her due diligence. She looks like $1 million. Yeah.
Oh man,
the TBS title was trash, bro. Let's
let me tell you, I think Jade Cargill was just there to do this. She was only there to get to WWE. She is 1,000,000% a WWE specimen, and so I cannot wait for it. So who knows? Will Jade Cargill be here for AEW in October, or will she be in Nashville and Tupelo in November for WWE?
I mean, hopefully her last show was here in Memphis, because like I said, I'm already fantasy booking her against Bianca, because I know Bianca's taking some time off, and like I'm because they had Bianca at the thing they signed with UFC. So
yes,
take some time off, Bianca. Come back. I need you versus Jade Cargill at Mania. I need it.
Yes, sir. They are still marketing Bianca very heavily too, so she'll be back and she'll be bigger than ever. But staying real quick, my last note, keeping it on the women's division, but this time in WWE NXT, Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton, which, by the way, congratulations, Becky Lynch finally capturing the NXT title. But that match peaked.
Slam champion, by the way.
That match, main event, NXT, peaked at 927,000 viewers. Counting the overrun, if you count the overrun, it peaked at over 1 million viewers. The match also went up against the Video Music Awards. It had its highest rating in a few years. But round of applause to the women at NXT. Tiffany Stratton is an absolute superstar. Becky Lynch proves that not only women wrestling draw, but women's wrestling is on top. 927,000. Keep that into perspective, that AEW Collision is under 300,000.
Exactly. So I let you know that Becky draws, bro. Becky draws. And salute to Becky becoming what I think she may be one of the first Grand Slam champions in WWE, because she's held the tag team belts from the women's division. She's held all the women's belts. She's held them. So shout out to big time Bex. Tiffany Stratton, bro. She's gonna be a star. Like, I watched that match and I was like, who's this? I saw her at this show. I was like, who the hell is Tiffany Stratton? She looks good. Can she go? She can go, bro.
Her work is so perfect.
Yes. It's like flawless. Like, it's like graceful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mess with Tiffany Stratton.
All right. That's my news and notes. Is there anything that you want to tackle before we get out of here?
The Dudley Boyz signing a Legends contract with WWE. Could they come back soon? I think that's pretty much it. Dude.
I think that means, and I could ask around, but I think that means that Bully Ray would be gone from Impact Wrestling. I think. I can't fathom that the WWE would allow him to appear on Impact Wrestling, but I'll try to get to the bottom of it. I did think that was very interesting, especially with the Dudley Boyz being on Impact 1000.
Exactly. I do love how disrespectful Christian is, and he did the perfect tease this week, and that we might see our boy Edge in the future. What did he say? What was his comment? He said I don't have the right tag team partner for this situation, or something to that extent. So
wow.
The perfect tease for next week. You
know what I equate this to is a legendary star Super Bowl winning quarterback that's on his final years that moved to another team.
Damn, that's messed up, bro. That's messed
Dan
up. I'm sorry.
Marino had left. Dan Marino is my favorite player of all time. If he had left the Miami Dolphins and went and played, there was a rumor he was going to play for Minnesota Vikings. Like Joe Montana. Joe Montana left the San Francisco 49ers, went and played for the Chiefs. It was never the same. I just have a feeling that most of these WWE guys are doing the same thing. However, once you're done with professional wrestling, you can't take any more bumps once that bump card is all out. So I can totally see how, just like in professional sports, football, baseball, whatever, they want to get those last couple of years and get paid.
Get those look, bro, and you'll get a crazy pop, bro, because Edge is still that guy, low key.
Yeah,
totally.
So
I'm looking forward to that. I think my last note is probably Christian Cage is disrespectful as hell again. I know you probably hate it, 5-star.
But here we go.
I love the Daniel Garcia hip dance so much, bro. He does it he does it every situation. This is so hilarious. Is it? Am I
he
wrong?
just randomly started this like several months back. He just randomly started it. I thought it was like a rib, like somebody dared him to do it, and it was just kind of like an inside joke. Man, this dude does it all the time, and it's so awkward.
He does he did it in an interview yesterday, and like.
All right, let's do it at the same time so we have a highlight. Is this it? Wait, we got to do Prince Nana.
Wait, no, he got super kick yesterday. I don't know if I want to do that.
He did. He is literally viral for his dancing right now too. It's unbelievable.
I love it. But no, Daniel Garcia. Wait, do the Daniel Garcia dance again?
What is it, like this? Something like this?
You gotta get your arms up higher. You gotta get.
Well, I got a really tight suit coat.
Oh my god! You gotta get the arms up so you can move the hips a little bit. Oh, sorry, come on.
Yeah,
man.
all right. Well, if that's your final note, let's move on. Here's what's coming up for Memphis Wrestling this Friday on Action News 5 Plus. You can watch it first at 11 p.m. This week, we've got the real one. Enzo Amore will be on Memphis Wrestling. Again, you can tune in at 11 p.m. first at Action News 5 Plus or 11 a.m. on Saturday on Action News 5 Plus, or just go to youtube.com/@Memphis Wrestling. September the 16th, which is Saturday of this week, Fred Rosser is going to be doing a pro wrestling tryout and seminar. Now, listen to me. You're listening to this podcast and you want to work for Memphis Wrestling. This is the perfect time to get an opportunity to be seen. That's going down on Saturday. Then Sunday, Fred Rosser and JTG are coming to Memphis Wrestling. You can get those tickets at memphiswrestling.tv. If you use the code word JTG or Fred during checkout, you're going to save $5 per ticket. September 22nd and 23rd, that is next Friday and Saturday. Impact Wrestling is live at Graceland for the first time in like 11 years. Get those tickets at memphiswrestling.tv. Also, the 25th of September, that's a Monday night. Memphis Wrestling returns to Monday nights. That's the Mid-South Fair with digital media champion at Impact Wrestling, Tommy Dreamer and Devin. I don't know if you've seen it, but we've made the announcement that on Sunday, October 8th, it's our Halloween Spooktacular featuring Gangrel, Gruel, Kevin Thorne, and Crazy Steve. It is going to be the biggest Halloween Spooktacular ever. It's all going down right here at the Wrestle Center. Tickets are on sale. memphiswrestling.tv. We literally will sell every single ticket for that Halloween Spooktacular. How huge?
For sure. I have a confession to make. Are you ready for this before we end the show?
Oh, boy.
Because wasn't Kevin Thorne, he wasn't Mordecai, was he?
Yes, he was.
Okay. I have a confession to make. You ready? So when I was a kid, when I used to watch, and this is not related to Gangrel at all. When I was a kid, I used to watch Memphis Wrestling with my dad. I used to go to the show. Nice. And every time I saw Mordecai, for some weird ass reason, I would get terrified. Like the whole cross thing always scared the shit out of me.
Yes. Yeah.
And the white hair and I used to be like, no, turn the TV off. I can't watch this until his match is over.
We've got to have him on.
Mordecai.
We've got to have him on and talk about that, because he was receiving this massive Undertaker push, and then all of a sudden he lost to Rey Mysterio, and that was it. Remember that?
I think that's what it was. Cause I think when I used to see him on wrestling, he gave me the Undertaker vibe. Shout out to Undertaker, the jersey I'm wearing. But yeah. So when I saw him, I was like, yo, this guy's mad scary. I can't watch this. Just kind of like how I felt about Gangrel. Terrified of that guy. Terrified.
Vampires and monsters both coming here to Memphis Wrestling Sunday, October 8th. It's going to be awesome. Tickets are selling really, really well. And we still have a show coming up on the 17th. So it's fun time to be in Memphis Wrestling or to be a wrestling fan altogether. Devin, what's going on this weekend?
My last caravan We'll be in Nashville on Friday and Saturday. I think we have a Grizz thing on Sunday. If we don't, I might pop out to Memphis Wrestling.
Come on, man. I have Cooper Young Festival coming up this Saturday. Also, I have Levitch Gel coming up on Saturday. And then we also have the seminar on Saturday and then TV all day on Sunday. Man, I cannot wait. It's going to be a busy weekend. Any last thoughts, Devin, before we get out of here?
I think that's it, man. I think it's going to be a good weekend. I think it's been a good week already. Good week of wrestling already. I feel like every day, bro, you get some wrestling news. I know some people say like in this age of wrestling, people hate to know everything, whether it's the dirt sheets or whether it's the Jade Cargills of the world leaving the AEW.
Right.
I think there's a middle ground that we can find, that we can love it all. But I love it, man. I love knowing everything.
I love every single bit of it. And now next week we'll be here with more. We'll have a special guest for you. Try to get somebody from Impact Wrestling, maybe Mordecai or Tommy Dreamer. I'm going to hang out with Mickey James. That's what I'm going to do.
Shout out Mickey James, man. I'm not going to say why, but shout out Mickey James.
I am Dustin Starr. He is Devin Walker, baby. And this was Grind City Wrestling. Oh, yeah.